Now, what I am going to teach you is very, very important regarding the soap. So, all of you observe very carefully and listen. Now, if you take any kind of this soap molecule, as we know, soap is prepared by what process, guys? What is the phenomenon of soap? Saponification. Understanding that is a process of preparation of salt. Now let us discuss what is this soap molecule. As we know, we don't have any kind of synthetic process of the chemical process of soaps and all. Just we are learning that any kind of animal or plant fat will react with sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. If you are going with the hydrolysis process of this one, we will get soap plus glycerol. That's all. Now, let us take this soap. So, what it contains, that is what it is. Now, Kevin is asking one more question now here. So, then less salt, then solubility increases. Yes, Mr. Kevin. So, salts we are using just to convert a liquid state into solid soap. Understand, Kevin? And different companies will add different amount of calculated salt, common salt. So based upon their like market price or whatever it is, cost is varies everything. So based upon these chemicals present in the soap only. All the soaps are same chemical formula, but the thing is, this other substances what they are adding, like smelling agents and all. You can see different soaps will get the different smell. That is only cost will decide. But every soap is having the same structure, same phenomenon. Now, if we take this soap molecule, soap is actually it is a molecule. So as we already studied, already I have given you three kinds of soap. What is the general structure of soap, everybody? RCOONA. So R means what, guys? Anybody?
Alkyl group.
R means alkyl group having carbon number from where to where? 15 to 17. From 15 to 17. Now observe very carefully. This every kind of soap molecule, it is basically made up of two parts. So the two parts here itself you are seeing. What is the first part? That is the R part, and the second part is COONA. So this is only called as, so the soap molecule is, as it is made up of two parts. The first part is called as hydrophobic, and the second one is called as hydrophilic. It is not new, it is there in our book also. I think you might be already heard. Have you heard about these words, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Kevin? Hello,
Yes, sir.
So now you observe very carefully. Every soap molecule is having two different things. One is hydrophilic, another one is hydrophobic. So if you notice it very carefully here, basically let me take, if any kind of soap molecule, it will be having like this. You can notice it, one tail-like structure, and at the end we are having COONA plus. So this is only called as soap molecule. So here this is indicating number of carbons, all of you remember. So carbon number varies from where to where? Where to where?
17.
That is what. So that is why it is say long hydrocarbon chain, or we will say tail part. That is the tail part. So every soap is having one tail. So this part only we used to call, all of you remember, from here to here. What is this part name called as, anyone? Hydrophobic. What we used to say? Hydrophobic part. Now the remaining part which is present here, this part we used to call as, what is that called as? Hydrophilic part, which is we used to say head, or we can say polar part. All of you remember head or polar, and this one tail, or we can say non-polar part. Are you clear, everyone? This is only called as soap. So now, if we take general soap, basically, that is what we'll represent as we represent it with the RCOONA. So this one I can write like this one. R single bond COO minus Na plus. So here, this R indicating what, guys? Everyone, long chain hydrocarbon. What is that name called as? All of you. Hydrophobic. And this one is called as what? Respond, everyone. Sodium plus is called as hydrophilic. Philic. Philic. Please remember. R indicating hydrophobic. Understanding? And this Na plus indicating hydrophilic. Now, why I am saying means, observe very carefully. Hydrophobic and dirt. If I'll take dirt means what is the example? Anybody can tell? Dirt means what? Oil. Okay, attracting. That is what is happening. Oil are attracting each other. So always the long hydrocarbon chain. Suppose if I have taken here the oil drop, I will show you. Everybody observe. If this is the oil drop, then who will be closing to the oil drop? Tail part or head part? Everybody, tail or head? Tail. That is what we used to called as. You can notice this is what Na plus. This is what. So this tail part is attracting towards to the oil drop because they are opposite, like same thing like magnetism. Physics will study opposite poles always will say attraction. Same poles will show repulsion. So here hydrophobic and dirt are attracting each other. Attracting, or you can notice with the water it will show what, guys? Water repelling or attracting? Water it is repelling. Okay. Now if you take hydrophilic sodium plus, it will be water loving, means it is towards to water. It is hydrophobic and philic and water loving each other, means in the sense of it will be moving towards the water. The same hydrophilic repelling with what? Anybody can tell me? Hydrophilic repelling with what?
Oil, dirt.
Repelling with dirt or fat, or we will say oil. So that is what you have to remember. So if you take any kind of hydrophobic part or hydrophilic part, both together we used to call it as soap. So that is why every soap molecule contains two parts. One is hydrophobic, another one is hydrophilic. Now, if you take this hydrophobic, what is this, guys? This is the long chain hydrocarbon, long hydrocarbon chain, which is water repellent or water attracting. Water, what is that, everybody? Is it a water repellent or water attractant? Anybody? Water repellent. Understanding? And that is why it is called as, you know that the name of this one we used to say tail part. So tail part always will repel with the water and it will attract the dirt or grease or oil. Now, hydrophilic part. What is the hydrophilic part? Polar part. I have already mentioned here. What is the polar part? COO minus Na plus. This is the one which is hydrophilic part, always attracts towards the water, water loving or repellent with the dirt or fat. So now just this understand, I will explain you what will happen. Sir, how this soap is removing the oil stains? Understanding? Now, to see that, you might be noticed in our NCERT book also, they have given you some orange color table called micelles. Have you noticed it? Micelle. 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 Have you remembered or not? Have you noticed, everybody? So now if you notice, just observe very carefully, as it is very important, all of you remember, long hydrocarbon chain is oil soluble or dirt soluble. That is what tail part, hydrophobic. short ionic part, water soluble, which is hydrophilic. In that, anybody is having any doubt? Please, are you clear? All of you? Yes, Pradosh, Rudreshwar. Now, observe very carefully. Now, I will show you this how this structure will happen and how the phenomena will be takes place. Now, in this entire things will understand. So, whenever the soap molecule is dissolved in water, how it will be react? You can see. Now, the middle part, what you are seeing in the second beaker. Anybody can guess what is this part? All of you?
Oil.
Oil drop or dirt particle. Now, basically this soap will mention with like this. You can remember. Just again I am drawing same thing. So this black color, have you noticed this black color dot like thing? That is only basically COO will represent like this also. COO minus Na plus. So this part is hydrophilic and this part is hydrophobic. So that is why you see, remember the COO will represent like this dot. That is what in our books and all, everywhere they will represent like this only. So no confusion. Everybody, that circle is indicating what? Everyone? Circle is indicating what? COO. That is what you have to remember it. Okay? Any doubt? Laksha? Aswita?
No, sir.
So, now if you notice, when I dissolve in water, what will happen means, this is how the soap molecules will form. When I dissolve in water, soap molecules will form like this. So you can see this is what the structures everywhere. Now, if I will rinse the cloth or any kind of oil or dirt or grease is fall into this water solution, soap solution, or we can take a normal any cloth. If I am applying the soap on the cloth after rinsing in the water, so what will happen means, this all the tail part, what is the name of the tail part, everybody? What is the name of the tail part? Hydrophobic. Will all attract towards to this dirt or oil drop, and all the heads or polar part will go away from the dirt, and it is attracting towards to whom, guys? Towards to water. Okay, so what is happening, this entire process I will explain. So observe very carefully. When soap is dissolved in water, it will form some kind of solution. Chemistry we will study that, class 9. What is the solution name called as? Anyone? What is the solution name? Any soap. When the soap is dissolved in water, the solution formed by it is called as what? Colloidal solution. Do you understand, everybody? Because soap will dissolve and it will segregate, understand, smaller particles of molecules. That is what it will be forming like these molecules. When I dissolve the soap or surf excel powder or whatever it is like a big molecule. Do you understanding, everybody? So when I will dissolve in water, it will form it will be aggregates. It will be aggregates into soap molecules, individual molecules. That is what molecules we are seeing here. This molecules is only called as, the name called as this molecules is called as micelles. So this micelles will form. Whenever if I dissolve the soap in water, it will form, it will aggregates into soap molecules, and the soap molecules only what we used to call, everybody? Micelles, MICELLES, micelles. So in this micelle, as we know, it is having two parts. One is tail part, non-polar, and head part, polar part. So these are directed towards to the center, and ionic ends or positive charge is always directed outwards. That is what will happen. You can see everywhere. All the positive part is directed towards to the outwards, and who is always inwards, everybody? the hydrocarbon part means the tail part is always towards to inwards and positive part is always towards to the outwards. So that is what will happens. Now, this positive part only as it is ionic one, we will say ionic part because it contains COO minus Na plus. Entire thing is called as ionic part. So ionic part is always outwards and hydrocarbon part is always where guys? Into, directed towards the center. That is what will happen here, center. So now this basically why it will happen means the ionic ends are directed outwards because the negative charge repel each other. Negative charge repels. As we know, same charge shows repulsion and opposite charge will shows attraction. So whenever a dirty cloth is put into the soap solution, all of you observe very carefully. Whenever I am putting this any kind of cloth or anything into the soap solution, then immediately what will happen means this all the hydrocarbons you notice here, entire hydrocarbons end of the soap molecule get attacked. Understanding? They will go and attack with the dirt or grease particles and they will entrap these particles. That is how they will go and will stick to this. They will fight each other to break this oil molecule. So that is how the surface of the cloth will become clean. So this polar ends opposite one. This polar ends will get attracted towards the water and always it will be directed outwards or inwards guys, into the center or away from that? Outwards.
Outward.
Okay. So
Outward.
when this dirty cloth is rubbed, when your mother is rubbing with your hand or brush, or if you put in washing machine, what will happen means, so these dirt particles in the form of small particles, what is this molecules? Anybody tell me, what is that called as? In the form of micelles, they will get dispersed in water and the surface of the cloth becomes clean, or our face also same thing will happen. So the soap hydrocarbon part will try to attract with the dirt or grease particles and they will try to trap that particles. So when we are rubbing our face with our hand, then that particles will be come out like in the form of micelles. So that is what soap molecules. So our face will become clean. Same way the cloth also will become clean. So that is why that cleansing also depends upon the number of rinsing with the clean water and the amount of grease or dirt present in the surface of the cloth. So that is why different soaps will give you the different like we can say cleaning part. Some one we like if you take surf excel, we're having so many rinse, surf excel, tide, this etc etc. Is it all the things are same? No, that will be depends upon the number of rinsings, means number of micelles with clean water and the amount of grease or dirt present in the surface of the cloth will decide how it will be forming, how it will be cleaning. That is why some stains cannot be removed by some kind of soaps and all because they don't have that much amount. Of course, if you take ink, basically you can see in our shirt you will be getting the ink stains, which can be washed by with our normal soap, not 100%. Some amount we can remove it, but still some stain will be there. Have you noticed it? Everybody? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So that is basically depends on the type of soap and what it is how much molecules are forming. That is what the number of rinsing with water and the amount of grease or dirt present in the surface of the cloth. So that is how the soaps are removing all the dirt from the surface of the cloth or our face or whatever. You have been seeing, it has been mentioned in our book also with the diagrams, how it has been removed. So just observe. I will show you and I will explain. If you are having book also, you can see all of you. Now, open all of you page number. What is the page number? 75. You can see, notice it, first one. So what is this first one? Anybody can tell me? The first picture, what you are seeing here, it is the cloth and this blue color one. What is this indicating? Yes, everyone. What is it indicating? Oil stain, understanding, or grease. That is what the first one. So whenever I will react with the soap, you can see you are seeing like a normal tablets here. So this tablet part, one is shaded, another one is not shaded. This shaded part is what, guys? Hydrophilic or hydrophobic?
Hydro.
Hydrophilic, this is one. So it is ionic part. Ionic part always attracts what? Towards to the
Water.
water. And here hydrophobic end having what? Long chain hydrocarbon. That is what? Tail part. So this tail part protruding out of water. Protruding out of water. You can see always they will be acting towards the center. Because always opposite charge will shows repulsion. So now whenever this hydrocarbons is attacking this, you can see here they are going to attract this oil or grease. Now slowly they will be attract with the dirt or grease particles and they will trap these particles. So they are trapping slowly. You can see the shape of this one is keep on changes. Now when they keep on reacting from all the sides, this micelles, that is what soap molecules will trap this oil particle and they will be take away from the surface. Have you noticed it, everyone? All of you. First, they are bringing the shape. They're trying to attract from all the directions, and they'll be removing that soap particle, oil particle from the surface of the cloth, so that now cloth become cleaned. Have you noticed, guys? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
So that is what you have to remember. So these soap micelles, they are large enough to scatter the light. That is why the soap solution appears always cloudy. That is also you have to remember. It is a colloidal substance, which is so this soap micelles are enough size to scatter the light. That is why it will be always appears like a milk, cloudy. If you have dissolved soap in water, it will form the foam and all. So it will be turns into like a colloidal substance, which will scatter the light. So that is what it is happening. How the effect of soap in cleaning will be taking place. So hope everybody understand. So when we are rubbing with our hand, so slowly there will be these hydrophobic tails. They will be like attracting towards to the grease molecules or whatever oil molecules, and they'll be coming out in the form of like a cluster. That is what you can see, like a group of all the hydrophobics are trying to remove that oil from the surface of the cloth. That is how the cloths will be, it will shows cleaned with the help of soap solution. But you have to remember always, the micelles stay in solution as a colloid and they will never come together. Why? Because anybody can tell? They will never come together in formation of solid or precipitate. Because always same poles will show repulsion or attraction.
Repulsion.
Repulsion. That is what they are saying here. You can see the micelles stay in solution as a colloid and will not come together to precipitate. Precipitate means what? Chemistry, precipitate means what?
Insoluble solid.
Insoluble solid substance, because ion always will show repulsion. That is why the suspended in the dirt which is suspended in the micelles are also easily rinsed away. Means it will be come outside from our body or from the cloth. So that is what how the soap will work. Now we are having some limitations of this soap. That limitations also we'll study in next class, and as well as we'll study why we need to use the detergents instead of soaps. That is what we will discuss in the next class. That is what we will say, like hard water and soft water we need, normal hardness of water. So that is also will come here based upon the hardness of water. So we will discuss this all the things in the tomorrow's class. Let it be with this, I'll stop. Now here, one more new word you are getting. What is the new word you found in the chapter? Anybody can tell me in this paragraph? Protruding means sticking out or projecting out of water. Please all of you remember that. Protruding out of water means it is attracting towards to the dirt. Protruding means sticking out or projecting out. Protruding out of water means it is going away from the repulsion of water. That is what tail. Okay, but tail is attracting towards the home, guys. Tail is attracting towards the home. Tail part is attracting towards the home. Oil. Okay, that is what. Protruding into the oil and protruding out of oil, out of water. That is what you have to remember. Protruding means sticking out away from the water and head part towards the water. Okay, so this is what is soaps and all. Hope everybody will understand clearly. And in exam they will ask you also, they will ask you this question, and NCERT last question is this only. This all the diagrams you have to draw and you have to explain neatly. You can see that last question in NCERT. Explain the mechanism of cleaning action of soaps. Neatly you have to explain entire things with the help of this orange color table. Very, very important. With the help of this diagram, hydrophobics and hydrophilics and all. So be very careful and prepare. Okay. Thank you all of you. Prepare for our exam. We'll meet in tomorrow's class.